Fine time. We're live.
Yes. Welcome into the Pick Six podcast. Hey, look, it's presented by Tullamore Dew and everybody back. Everybody back. Jackson, when's the last time everybody was back?
Boy, it's probably been what, 3 or 4
Producer
weeks?
Joe's got the information. 4 weeks?
4 weeks. Yeah. At
least.
you're on vacation. So yeah, 4 weeks.
And then we had the Thanksgiving edition.
The Thanksgiving edition, and then
Small gathering.
yeah, and then
And last week.
Yeah, we had missing
What,
folks
Gio, you
last
got
week.
pinched last week, didn't you? Something happened?
Yeah, what happened last week? I don't know.
You were nowhere to be found. Gangster Pete was nowhere to be found.
Well, the time got changed, and I made plans.
That was on
That's
me,
right.
actually. That was 100% on me. God, I don't know
Oh,
what the fuck
yeah,
I'm doing.
me too.
That's on me. Well, it's wonderful to have everybody back. Iggy, you're fresh off of cooking steak, Diane.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Great. I'm full.
This is a very brief statement in reply. Joe, how are we looking? Because Iggy had the big week last week. He went 4-1. Everybody else went below 500. That's phenomenal.
Everybody else went 2 and 4. And,
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Not me.
Pardon me. Jackson went 1 and 5. I apologize.
The Sunday
Tim
charge
cursed me last-
halted.
You cursed me last week. You cursed me last week, Tim.
Well, I mean, I was getting a little concerned that you were becoming a threat.
Still a threat because everyone else shit the bed too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, nothing changed.
No, not everybody.
Joe, go ahead, Iggy. I apologize.
I said not everybody shit the bed.
Thank you. That is a clarification. Joe, what are the standings?
Tim, you are in first place at 43 and 40.
51% ATS.
8 and 6 with your locks. I am in second at 43 and 42. 7 and 6 with my locks. Unit is in third place at 40 and 44. 8 and 6 with his locks. Jackson is in fourth place, 38 and 46, 6 and 8 with his locks. Pete is in fifth place, 37, 47, 7 and 7 with his locks. And then Ken is 32 and 50, 3 and 9 with his locks.
Mounting a Sunday charge.
Yeah,
So
welcome back.
Iggy was asking the question today, like how we handle things. College football's done now. And I don't recall. I know we've kind of changed over the years. We go through the Super Bowl. I know that. But we don't pick like 6 games. Even, right? Am I right on that, right?
No, I feel like, Pete, and correct me if I'm wrong, once the NFL full season is complete, so through week 18 this year, we go to 3 games through the Super Bowl at that point. Is that right, Pete?
I mean, it just depended on the week and how many games we're playing. So if it was kind of like a full slate, we'd do 6. If there's a bunch of bowl games one week, we might do 6. If there's not, we do 3 or 4. So however Jackson wants to do it.
I'm looking at the spreadsheet from last year, and week 17 is when we went to 3 games. And then we stayed at 3 the rest of the way through. So once we hit the playoffs last year, because we started a little bit late, but on the week of the 13th of January last year is when we started going to 3. So
3 picks in a lock or 3 picks total?
2 plus 1, 3 picks total.
That's
so
fine.
once the NFL season was complete, we went to 2 plus 1.
Yeah, I think I might have made those rules to kind of protect my lead. So,
Wow. I respect the honesty and I respect the strategy.
Yeah,
I really do.
We can do it however y'all want.
This handicaps Jackson for sure because he's the one that can make some movement with the basketball picks that we don't know shit about.
That's right.
I've got 3 NBA plays tonight.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
That's a Horolibus over there.
I don't know what's so
Wow.
funny about that unit.
Wait, that Prod Joe has NBA plays?
Yeah.
I am.
I mean, it's
so
like a fad
scared of
now?
NFL only. Oh yeah. When the total of Army and Navy is sitting at 33 or 33 and a half, and I feel like that game's gone under for the last 20 years. That number is just way too low for me to even want to dip my toe into the college football waters.
This week is the worst week. Am I right?
It is. It's miserable.
Because next week you got. I mean, even though it's jack off bowls, at least it's bowls, right? Aren't there bowls next week?
I feel like the first bowl game. Let me go to the.
I believe
I feel like
it
the first one next Friday, right? The 16th.
When do those Fighting Tigers play?
22nd.
22nd.
Same night as bragging rights.
Yep.
Oh boy. They got to stop and run. Pick your poison. You watch the worst basketball team in the world, or you can watch us get run all over by Army.
Joe is right about Navy. That game is so fucking bad that I wouldn't even tease that down to over 23.
You could theoretically do that. Wow, Iggy, I might alter my strategy.
Yeah. Next Friday at 11 o'clock, you can watch Middle Tennessee State versus Toledo in the Bahamas Bowl.
Wow.
Ooh, I like that.
Followed by a nighttime, a little 5 o'clock happy hour with Coastal Carolina and Northern Illinois.
That's your team, Gangster Pete.
Yeah, they're not the same this year.
Yeah.
And you got 7 games on Saturday, so I mean, it all really does. Start.
All right, yep. So this is the one shitty week because then the NFL starts up and they start doing Saturday games the following week. I think.
I feel like that. Yeah,
I love Saturday NFL games.
So are there Saturday NFL games on Christmas Day this year? Because that's also Ball State versus Georgia State.
Alma mater.
Well, big day.
Also hard.
Big NBA day. Big NBA day.
Yeah, it is big. That's when Tim Senior's betting on the over of the Timberwolves. That's a tradition on the South Side. All right, I want to tell people about Tullamore Dew because they make the whole thing possible. Celebrate your favorite team's touchdowns this year with Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. May their feet be swift and their aim true. May the refs be forever in your favor and your whiskey always. Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, smooth sipping Irish whiskey made exactly for game day moments like this. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Please enjoy Tully responsibly. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. That's imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York. We're in the HomeLoanExpert.com studios. If you are interested in buying a home, Ryan Kelly is talking about rates. Now, he's not there yet, but he said he feels like he could be at a point here in the near future where he's talking about rates in the ones. The ones! That's where things are going. But if you're going to be buying a home, get pre-approved, and if you're refinancing, you can do a cash-out refi because you have the perfect storm of homes being at a high value and rates being low. So cash-out refis are ideal right now. You can do it right now at thehomeloanexpert.com. Ryan Kelly online at thehomeloanexpert.com. And if you are to get a home or if you are looking to make the switch like I did, do business with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. 314-961-4800 or go online at carltoninsurance.net. I think it was like a week ago he was celebrating his 10th anniversary. Congratulations to James. I'm thrilled to be a client, and I know many others who have made the switch as well. For home, for life, for auto, for the things that are most important to you. You know you can call James Carlton between 9 and 5 and talk to a person every day during the business hours. 314-961-4800. Go online at carltoninsurance.net. James Carlton, State Farm Insurance Agency in Webster Groves. Producer Joe, I think this might be the first time it's happened, but Iggy is leading things off this week.
Well, he went 4-1 last week, so he is. Just to clean this up, that the 18th is when NFL games start, but there are 2 games on Christmas Day this year too.
Oh
God! And they're actually that Thursday, Saturday are all compelling games. That Thursday is the 49ers at the Titans. So the 49ers fighting somehow to still stay in the playoffs. Then Christmas Day is the Browns, Packers, and then Colts, Cardinals. So all teams at this point right now are above 500. Who knows what happens over the next 2 weeks, but actually decent potential matchups.
That's not bad at all. I didn't know they would do that. God bless America. Iggy, what do you got this week?
All right, only 2 golf bets because, I mean, it's a shit shootout and there's only 12 teams playing. So I went with 4 teasers. 1 is my lock, so I'll give you my first 3 teasers. I'm going the Tim strategy again this week.
Nice.
These first 2 teams will be in all 4 of my teasers. Army plus 2.5 versus Navy. Navy is just god-awful.
You can have that at +3.
Really? Did it go up? Because I checked both lines about 3 o'clock.
Army was -7 on DraftKings.
All right, I'll go 3. And Tennessee plus 1.5 versus Jacksonville. Those are going to be in all 4 of my teasers.
Titans plus what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
1.5. Last I looked, they were 8.5 favorite.
Hey, because Pete just got you that 3 points and a field goal is a very possible way to push that bet.
Well, you still lose a monster teaser
Yeah.
with a push.
Yeah, just making sure Iggy knows that.
Yeah, I know it loses.
All right.
I don't believe Army will lose the game, so I love plus 3 points. All right, my first game, the first teaser, Chargers plus a half or minus a half versus the Giants. Second teaser, Denver plus 2.5 versus Detroit. And Pittsburgh plus 13 versus Minnesota. I don't believe Minnesota's won or lost a game by more than 7 this year, have they?
Is that right?
They've been up by 7 in almost every game they've played this year at some point.
And I don't think they've won a game in double digits or lost a game. I mean, every game is close with them. So,
Yep.
Pittsburgh plus 13 versus Minnesota. And my 2 golf bets. Joe, this first one is for the round 1 only. Sean O'Hare and Will Zalatoris over Ryan Palmer and Matt Jones minus 115 in the first round. First round only. And my second one is for the tournament, Kokrak and Na over Horschel and Burns plus 105.
Wow, there it is. Going into the QB shootout. Is that what we're in?
Yeah.
Nice. Didn't think it would make an appearance on the Pick Six podcast, but yet here we are.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Sean O'Hare play.
Well, he's won this thing twice, and
He's chalky this week. All right, God bless America. I guess we're on who did best 2 weeks ago. Oh no, Jackson's for sure last this week. Iggy's for sure first this week. I have no idea who's second, third, and fourth.
Tim, you would be up next since you've got the best overall record at 2 and 4 from last week.
That's wonderful. I mean, I went through this shit, and I'm very concerned about this week. It's truly flipping coins. I really tried. The Wizard didn't get back to me. It's a whole thing. And by the way, the Wizard, are you guys familiar with? I bet I talked about it on the radio today, but whatever the thing is in Las Vegas where like the best handicappers compete, and if you
Super
win,
contest.
Super contest.
Thank you. So he's like in the mix to win that thing. So I really could use his picks this week, and I'm anxious to hear what he went 3-2 last week. So I don't know. I mean, I guess we're guessing every fucking week, but I really don't. Vikings -3. Vikings -3. Raiders Chiefs over 47.5. Bills Buccaneers under 53.5. 49ers Bengals over 49, and Cowboys Washington over 47.5. The 5 plays are in. To be crystal clear, unlike last week when I loved Iowa. I mean, I loved Iowa. This week, there is very little confidence in these plays. Were we all on Alabama last week?
No, I wasn't. I was
You
on
were
the
on
under.
Georgia?
I was on the under.
The under. Oh, yeah, that got shipped. Wizard was on the under. That thing got shipped.
it got shipped as soon as Bama decided that they didn't like punting any longer and ripped off 5 straight scores.
Wrapped that up. Would you lay the 14 against Cincinnati?
Yeah, I think so. Based on previous evidence that that number 1 seed is going to thump whoever they end up playing.
It has happened often. Prod Joe, are you up next?
I am up next. I said I had 2 or 3 NBA plays. First one, Sixers at Hornets -6. I feel like that game tipped off 7 minutes ago or something, but I had cleared it with Jackson. Like I said, Sixers -6 at the Hornets. Next up, James Harden returns to Houston. I'm going James Harden under 29.5 points. I am a firm believer in the strip club theory. In good strip clubs in Houston, James Harden going back home took himself a little enjoyment period. And then next, I have got a Sixers-Nets moneyline parlay that pays out at +130. So Sixers-Nets moneyline parlay. Monday Night Football, I am taking the Rams +2.5 at the Arizona Cardinals. And I am also on that Chiefs-Raiders over 47.5, the same as Tim.
Oh, how about that?
And I'm on my lock is one that you've got too, but yeah.
No, you're going to stick to it. Oh, interesting.
Yep.
We're on the same stuff. All right, who's up next?
That would be Unit.
G-Unit, live from Babes.
So It looks like that Chiefs over/under has moved 5 points down since it opened up. I mean, I guess Vegas is buying the defense that the Chiefs are offering, but the public is not, right? Everyone wants to bet this over, I guess. Huh. Anyways,
was that passive aggressive criticism? I assume.
No, I looked at it for a long time because I like your bet and I wanted to take it, but it's the movement's so violent. Not to mention, I think these two teams are going in such different directions. I think it's going to be just like the first game, maybe a 32-7 game. So I don't know, but I'll take Pittsburgh plus 3.5 if it's still there. I heard someone say Minnesota -3, but I saw Pittsburgh plus 3.5 earlier.
There's both out there.
They're both out
Nice.
there.
And I agree with Iggy.
So can I change mine to 13.5 then?
Sure.
Okay.
I think they're rallying around Big Ben.
What do I
They
care?
had a practice. What?
Nothing.
Pete, were you the one who authorized that?
Yeah.
Arizona -2.5. This is great. It's great that Joe just took the Rams. 50% of the bets are on Arizona, but 86% of the handle is also on Arizona, which means that people like Joe are betting on the Rams.
Wow. Once again, it comes off very passive aggressive to the other players.
The guy who's gone 1-5 and 2-4 his last 2 weeks is going to sit here and pontificate.
Yeah, for example, that weather game on Monday night with New England, I got fucked on that because I actually bet once the weather was out there, I bet real money on New England. I mean, I wouldn't have taken Buffalo. I mean, that game had New England all over it after the 30-mile-per-hour wind came out. So what can I do? I mean, I'm putting picks in 4 days before game time. In that case, 5.
Yeah. Well,
Washington plus 4.5.
You're the only
We
one
all have
doing it.
stories. We all have stories.
Yeah, Washington plus 4.5 at home against Dallas, and I like the under at 48 in that game. Public loves Dallas. Looks like Washington's looking pretty good. And then I got Chicago Bears at the Packers plus 12.5 on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I saw that big number. I was kind of wondering about that. G-Unit, you're going in with the Bears.
That's the biggest public
quarterback
game.
for the Bears?
Biggest public game is
Fields.
Green Bay.
Fields is back. I saw a
Fields
tweet
is
earlier
back?
today. Yeah.
Wow. That's a big number, man. That's a big number with Fields at quarterback. Who do we have next?
Pete.
Gangster Pete.
What's good, fam? I will take Army -7. Then I will take a teaser with the Titans -2.5 and Army at Pick'em. I too am on the Vikes -3 and the Niners -1.5.
Niners minus.
That's only 4 games.
1, 2, 3, 4, and the Cards -2.
All right. So what was your Niners line? I apologize.
-1.5. Niners
And-
-1.5. Cardinals -2.
Cardinals,
Okay.
Arizona Cardinals?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why didn't you speak up and say that I could get him at -2, you cuck?
I don't
Yeah.
listen to everything. I kind
Man
of tune
said.
you out. I'm so used to your bullshit.
Well, Joe, can I have him at 2 also?
I just made the change just so that it's official for everybody.
Nice.
Thank you.
Players getting frustrated with other players.
Sorry, Hookie.
Somebody just typed in the comment section, staying here till Jackson clears his throat. Then I know it's time to go. Action Jackson, this is your time to shine. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, get lost. Bum. All right. I think is it my turn? It's my turn, right?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, Joe is getting frustrated. G-Unit's getting frustrated. The players are at each other's throats.
I'll ease the tension. Pete, I really like that hat.
Hey,
I like
thanks,
that
pal.
Jordan cap. Really sharp looking lid.
I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
let's get into it. Let's get to the hoops. Cade Cunningham, points, rebounds, assists over 28.5.
Wow.
First time his
Cade
name's
Cunningham.
been said on this podcast.
I had the Cade Cunningham Sean O'Hare parlay, so that just came in.
Yeah, points, rebounds, and assists over 28.5 for the number 1 overall pick, Cade Cunningham. Next, Cody Martin, over 10.5 points. Both those games, I believe, have already tipped off, so I sent them to Joe earlier. He can confirm.
I can.
You guys got an
Next.
inside job going on. There could be an inside job.
well,
going on.
Little collusion.
Yeah.
No,
So I'm keeping
Let's
an eye
watch
on
the
it now.
first 20 minutes of these games. And
Yeah.
What time?
I
What time
don't
they tee
think
up?
that,
What time
just
they
to be
tip off?
fair,
4:30. Tip off at 4:30.
6:10 there, Eggs.
just to be very clear, Unit and Pete were both on the text from Jackson.
I was really
Yes.
serious, Joe.
Okay.
Boy, the players are at each other's throats during the holidays.
All right. The only NBA pick that has worked every week so far, knock on wood, has you pick the opposite point guard of Davion Mitchell, who is on the Kings. That is tonight. That is Cole Anthony, Greg Anthony's son. Under 21.5 points for Cole Anthony on the Magic tonight. Cole Anthony under 21.5 points. Next, we will go with Sacramento and the Magic over 222.5. Sacramento Kings, Orlando Magic over 222.5. And to round it out, God, flip a coin. I'll go with the Nuggets minus 2.5. I really like Lou Dort. I like Lou Dort under 17.5, but we're gonna let Lou live.
That game's tonight.
All those games I just played are tonight.
Jackson gets that instantaneous injection on Wednesday nights.
Yep.
So we know where he is by the time we show up to the show the next day. Before we go to our locks, Munganess, stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. Even if you didn't get your car there, you can get your car serviced with the great Jamie Burkhardt and Clayton Patterson of Munganess. Email me, teammckernan@insidestl.com, DM me, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and I'll be happy to make an introduction for you at Munganess, stlouisacura.com, and altontoyota.com. That's Jamie Burkhardt and Clayton Patterson at Munganess, stlouisacura.com, and altontoyota.com. And, of course, the great Seth Goldcamp and Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. They are a loyal sponsor of both the Ryan Kelly Morning After and the Tim McKernan Show podcast, and I am a client of Seth Goldcamp and Design Air Heating and Cooling. I know everybody on the podcast knows Seth. Good people. Design Air Heating and Cooling. You can go on the designairservice.com and book now. Click that tab, and you're taken care of right away with Design Air Heating and Cooling. Iggy, what do you got on the lock?
3-team teaser, 10-point teaser. The first two games, obviously, Army and Tennessee. I think Kansas City, even though they looked like shit last week offensively, I think a lot of that had to do with Denver's defense. I think they're back on track. Kansas City +1 versus the Raiders.
Kansas City +1. Adding to your previous tease.
Yeah, Army -3 and Tennessee +1.5.
All right, God bless America. I'm going the other direction on this Army-Navy thing. A lot of my plays when you have these rivalry games is to take the underdog if there's a decent amount of points going on. I recognize Navy's terrible, and I guess Army is good, but I'm going to go with Navy. Now, I was looking at this, guys, within the last – I did this at like 5:30. I saw Navy +7.5. But are we seeing lines on both? I don't know.
I've seen them both.
You've seen them both? All right. Joe, I just want to make sure I'm not trying to –
No, we're good with me.
All right. I'm going
No,
Navy.
I had 7.5, and I looked at like 4 o'clock, and but I don't know if Peter or G Unit said 7, so I took the +3, but I did see a 7.5.
7.5 is in. All right, I'm going Navy 7.5. Prod Joe.
I am on Bengals 49ers over 49.
All right. Got me a little concerned. I feel like it might be an obvious one. That scares me. It scares me. G Unit or Gangster Pete. Nurse.
No, it's
Unit. Buffalo +3.5 at Tampa Bay. Love this bet. Love it. Motivation for Buffalo is huge. This is the last over 500 team that Tampa Bay plays, and Buffalo's right now has the last seed in the AFC. So they still play New England. They can't really lose. I think Tampa Bay is just going to give it up. 94% of the public on DraftKings is on Tampa Bay. This is just a great bet.
Ah, interesting.
Tampa Bay secondary banged up too.
Interesting.
Oh, good call.
Antonio Brown.
Nice. Who's next?
That's me. I'm going to try Sweetheart Teaser.
Oh, welcome.
We're going to go KC +1. Tennessee +1.5. Green Bay -2.5.
Well, I got to tell you, I kind of like that play.
They all sound good when you say them.
I feel like I left a putt out there by not catching that one. That's a good one. Who's up next? The great
Jackson finishes things up.
Action Jackson wrapping things up. Are we going? He doesn't do NBA for his lock, though.
No, but I really like Lou Dort under 17.5 points tonight.
He wants it on the record.
I do. If you're gambling on NBA tonight, look at that Lou Dort player prop. They're on the road against a good defensive team in the Raptors, but I'm going to stay away. My lock is the Bengals plus 1.5.
Bengals plus 1.5 bounce back. All right, boys. The picks are in the books. Tullamore Dew, presenting sponsor of the Pick Six podcast. Can more than one person go above 500 this week, the official guessing week? It is the Pick Six podcast presented by Tullamore Dew for Action Jackson, for Prod Joe, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for Gangster Pete.
Tim?
Yes.
Do we do the Mark Hanna read? I just have to.
Oh, I got to tag on Mark Hanna. I feel badly. I didn't include Mark Hanna. Mark Hanna, Evergreen STL. Yes, go ahead, Action Jackson. Tell the good people. I was just texting with Mark, too. Now I feel terrible.
He just texted me, and he said, I look like a vampire wearing this dark hoodie. Which was nice. But I'm just glad he's watching. That's all I care about.
And then I forgot to do his spot after I just scheduled a lunch with him. Great.
Well, he's the best in the business. That's, he's truly the best. He'll take care of you. I know Prod Joe works with him. I know a number of our listeners work with him. Tim, you work with him in a different avenue, but he's the best. I love Mark Hanna. I love talking with Mark Hanna. I talk with him every week on the radio show. I talk with him about, my finances, and it's really nice to know that you have someone you can trust and you like helping you with your financial future, because it's a really important thing. I didn't think it was that important. I had no clue. It was Tim who told me that he wishes he did the same thing I'm doing now when he was my age. And I share that sentiment to any one of our listeners around my age, or, upwards of, 30, 35. It's not too late. Call Mark Hanna today. He'll get you straightened out. He'll learn about your financial situation. And from there, he'll help you. He'll educate you on what you need to do. And that's why he's the best. So if you don't have anyone, call Mark Hanna. He'll get you straightened out. And if you do have someone, contact Mark Hanna, because he's just really the best in the business.
There it is, 314-889-0503, or go online at evergreenstl.com. Sorry about that, Mark. It's bad hosting. Boys, thank you so much. We'll shut it down, and we'll get after it again next week. This has been the Pick Six podcast presented by Tullamore Dew.
Still live.